show you now how to do my top tip for cooking fish in a pan to get a nice crisp skin. I've got here some hake, which is really easy to cook, really meaty, very forgiving. Some butter, some salt and a bit of oil, and this is the key point here. This is a small little square of baking parchment, and actually what this is going to do is going to go in the pan, so you can make any pan non-stick. Doesn't matter if it's an old wok or anything can be non-stick. So firstly I'm just going to put a bit of oil in the pan and then season my fish with sea salt, like so, and I'll pop my little square of parchment. Now the heat here is medium, it's not raging hot, it's a medium heat, because you want to cook it for most of the time on the skin side. You're just going to go in there, just hold it like so, and just let that cook. Now you can see it's starting to shrivel up, so I'm just going to hold it down so it's nice and flat, it's not too hot in there at all. And then I'm just going to cook that skin side down for about 3/4 of the time it needs to cook, so about 2–2.5 minutes, until I see it going opaque around the edges, and I know it's starting to get that lovely colour. And now about halfway through the cooking, I'm going to add a knob of butter, because that just helps to add a bit of extra flavour and also lovely brown colour. Hake is a really versatile fish. It goes well with everything. It's a really good friend of things like tomatoes, peppers. I mean, a very famous dish from the Basque region, which is hake piperade, which has got roasted red peppers and tomatoes and thyme. So those flavours. It's also wonderful battered, lovely. It's my favourite fish to have in a fish and chip shop. So it's really versatile, super sustainable. It's everywhere, and it's really well priced as well. So we love hake. It's one of my favourite fish. Been cooking now for a minute or two, just starting to see it going a bit opaque around the edges, so I'm going to add a bit of butter. And again, the most important thing I'm doing here is I'm not messing with it, I'm not manipulating, shaking it, because what happens is as the skin gets crispy, if I was to try and move it now it might stick, but once it's fully crispy it just releases from the pan, and because it's basically changed from being kind of soft and to a more hard state. And that's what gives you that lovely crispy skin. There for about a minute, and I can see it's just starting to go brown around the outside of the fish. So I'm just going to flip it over, like so. And now I'm pretty much going to turn that heat off and just let that sit there and I know people always say about resting meat, but you could always rest fish as well. And one thing to always do when you finish cooking skin side like that and it's nice and crispy is just give it another seasoning, because it'll have lost a lot of salt in the pan. And that's just going to rest there for a few minutes, and there you go, lovely crispy skin.